has had a new aluminium door fitted in the, well, what was the extension. And in this video I'm going to take down the IKEA shelves, put the proper brace on them, and then put up a blind to cover up the one half of the door that is not covered when we have the screen closed. For the shelf part of the job, I used a speed square, a small clamp in case I need to hold it and have a third hand, and my DeWalt battery screwdriver. With the shelves already cleaned off and laid down, I took the screws out of the temporary plywood brace that I put on the back. I roughly lined up the brace first, securing it in place with one screw. Then I used my speed square to check for square-ish. Then I secured the other 3 screws. I could call that job done like a dinner. Done like a really cheap dinner made by someone who doesn't wash their hands probably. The first step in this part of the project was to get rid of all the old hardware from the curtain rods and blinds that were up before. Unfortunately, not all the screws came out as easily as I'd have hoped. Yeah, these ones were properly stuck in and rounded off, so screw extractors maybe? Put it in reverse, flip it around, reverse again. How hard can it be? You know what? It turns out the answer to that is quite difficult. It just wasn't working. I've tried valiantly. I tried and failed. I'll say it, I failed. It was not good. That's okay though, because I just got big pliers and twisted those things out of there all manly, like, not a sponsor, but thank you to Craftwright for putting a tape measure in my drawer. Next I unpacked the blind and read through a strange piece of paper called the instructions. This document contained many unfamiliar words to yours truly. Words like measure and even and level. At this point I got to use an old trick. Well, a new trick actually, I only just found it out. If you want to know where the center of the brackets are, you measure from the outside of one bracket to the inside of the other bracket, which in this case was 850 millimeters. Cool, huh? I decided, since my architraves already resembled Swiss cheese, to try and reuse at least one of the holes. So I got into the worst possible position for a camera angle and measured my 850 millimeters to mark the line for my second set of holes. That sounds wrong. My favorite tool, my DeWalt cordless screwdriver, I unleashed my inner handyman and rammed in one of the screws in the first hole. I got up on the other side of the ladder there and I marked off the other set of holes with a square. Look at me, using a square. I even checked my marks with a level to make sure they were, level. I was done with that. I unleashed my inner woodworker, drilled a pilot hole, then unleashed my handyman and rammed in another screw. I just full send it. After that, it was just a case of actually put the blind up and put the shelf back and then put everything back and clean up as if I hadn't done anything, and hopefully it was a surprise to everyone when they got home. Who knows?